horse, and we ended up with a lot of horses. We ended up with some 25 Arabs and a whole lifetime of horses and riding every day and trip riding. I mean, things, at one point or other, I think it was 1973, we went from Yeguas, which is in Malaga province, to Pamplona. We had been going to Pamplona every year. It was
For the
magnificent running of the bulls. But we went by horse. 1,000 miles, like the bike trip.
Yeah, yeah.
It was memories of the bike. And it occurred to me any number of times on this trip, it was the same thing. Only I had my whole family with me at the time. And we crossed Spain and got there just in time, 33 days of riding, got there in time to run with the bulls. So, you know, it was a different life. I didn't know any of this, it was a hint of it as we were in New York. As I say, New York and the Village in films in 1950s, it was heaven on earth. But I have never, and I've painted a lot of paintings. I mean, I'm a painter, and there are over 13,000 of my canvases somewheres in the world. And but I never start painting one that hasn't got that feeling of the very first time I touched anything on canvas. I love it. I've been in love with it ever since.
What's that feeling that you get?
Well, it's a love affair. You can put it in those terms and whatnot. You know you're in love. That's it.
With each canvas?
No, not with the act of painting, not with the canvas at all.
Okay.
Oh, no. I won't say I don't look at them and whatnot.
Yeah.
I don't hold them like that. They're not my children. They're not this and that. No, it's the act of painting and expressing, just letting yourself come out on it. Some people do it writing. Some people do it in whatever business they're in. I found it this way.
Do you have an idea before you start a painting, or is it more of a feeling?
Never an idea. None of it's based on ideas.
Yeah.
Feelings, yes, expression, but who knows what the feelings are? It's a mood and a sense. And I've worked out my own style. Never did see anybody paint along the way. My friend Fritz that I had mentioned, Fritz Mooney, who had told us about the Costa del Sol, came and painted with me a few times, so I did see him. But other than that, never. It's a very private kind of a thing. But I'm a very involved painter. My life has been since 1960, the end of 1960, really painting. And a few other things like horses every day or 500 snowmobile trips out into the wilderness here. I mean, there have been a few other things.
You're still an active painter.
Oh yeah, very much. I brought in a few things. I was going to try to get to you guys because I thought this whole thing would be much better done in my house and studio while I'm painting. Painters talking is, well, I won't say it, but you know what I mean. So what, you know? But painters painting or talking while you're painting, while you're doing your thing. I had just been working on a 7 by 14 foot canvas, which is a bit of a trick with the oxygen and moving in and out, and all of a sudden, come to think of it, all of a sudden you can forget very easily. All kinds of stuff can go wrong with this. It's really no big deal. It's a big deal if you don't have it.
You don't seem short of breath.
No, I'm okay right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there any connection, do you think, between your experience in the military and your painting?
None that I know of.
No.
None. Except there was a reality in the entire military thing. None of it was false. I'm not pushing it. I'm not saying I'm very much against, for instance, the Iraq War now. I was from the very first day. I think the whole thing is a horror. I won't go into it now, but I just do. I'm against almost all wars, but yeah. But that surely hadn't occurred to me in World War II, and it felt that it had to be done. But the reality and the living on the edge, walking on that fine edge where you don't really even have control, is, in that sense, it might have been a tie-in in that when you're painting, you're blind. It's harder in a way now than it was when I started, because when I started, you don't know anything. So whatever you're doing, and it's yours, and you know you're involved. But as you go on, there's expertise that comes in. You learn, because one way or the other, you have to learn everything that's been done out there. But you can't be painting when you feel you can't do this and this and this. And so, but you do it, you see it come up and say, son of a bitch, that's where it came from. You know, that's how we did it, and so on. You found it yourself, and it's yours. Not an egotistical thing.